Cater. He's mostly known for his boxing. I'm not great with boxing, so bear with me and forgive me for any obvious mistakes I make. One thing I notice here when he's backing up, he backs up in a straight line. He's got a good high guard, but he goes back in a straight line. He's really good at distance management, recognizing big looping punches that are coming in. I don't like that he sometimes doesn't chuck leg kicks. I think that could be a potential opportunity for future opponents. I do like that he has a high guard here, though. So he is really good at protecting his chin, but with how deadly the calf kicks have been lately, you gotta really protect those legs because a couple good calf kicks will really take you out. I like how he lands this precise jab here right now. Look at that. So he's got great boxing and good timing because before he threw that jab, he kind of did a little shoulder feint right here. So he threw that jab out. He throws a little feint here, kind of moves in for a second, thinks about it, and then he sticks him with the jab. So again, great timing and great accuracy there with that jab. I like how he also mixes things up by going to the body. So he slips his opponent's right hand, throws a right hand of his own, and then he digs that left uppercut to the body. Really, really like that. So he mixes things up. One of the key components to me of a good MMA fighter is somebody that's unpredictable. They mix their attacks up between the head, the body, the legs, and the grappling. And he does that at least between the head, the body, and then later on you'll notice that he adds a couple of leg kicks in as well. He doesn't really go engage too much on the ground. He's got some decent ground and pound, but as soon as his opponent gets a grip, he usually breaks from the contact and gets out of there, which is smart in my opinion, since his strength is his striking. So it's a show of intelligence and being aware of what's happening in the fight. He does possess some takedowns, which is great. Again, that indicates to me that he has the unpredictability that it takes. He has the tools in his toolbox to be a complete MMA fighter. He can get a takedown if he's ever hurt and he needs it. Again, some substantial amount of time spent on with his opponent on his back, and he doesn't really engage. He kind of throws a few light shots here and there. And then as soon as his opponent stands up, I like that. Let me see here. I threw. Oh yeah, right there. As soon as his opponent stands up, he's on him, and again re-attacking that body with that left uppercut to the body. Again, really, really like the diversification there in the boxing attack between the head and the body. He's not just head hunting. A couple of flying knees attempted. This is the last couple seconds of the round. Again, so he goes to the head with the flying knees and then crazy looping punches and then digs to the body. Again, I really like the attacks to the body. I like the intensity on his face here at the end of the first round. That looks like a gentleman that's there to fight. That looks like a guy that's ready to go to war. So I like the intensity from him. Let's see here. Really good punches staying in the pocket. I like how he moves. Everything that he does is kind of so he shows a little bit of swagger here, I guess so to speak. But everything he does kind of gracefully. There's no herky-jerky movements. Everything is smooth. Even his evasive maneuvers, everything is kind of smooth. Stepping side to side. He's always in constant motion, moving shoulders forward and back. I like he mixes in a head kick here. I do like that. So he is mixing in a little bit of kicks. Some kicks with his attacks. Again, another flying knee here. I like how, see his right foot here? His right foot touches the left thigh of his opponent, kind of help him get range, and then he throws the flying knee here. That misses, but then the foot kind of slips through, and then it's like a little bit of almost like a front kick after the flying knee. So adjusts on the fly, still lands an effective strike, and then he's got good awareness to pivot out and get out of there and doesn't give his opponent an opportunity to grab on to his leg. Again, looking at his hands here, he's in constant motion. See his shoulders moving forward and back, flicking his hands out there just to kind of distract his opponent, always trying to get a read. And that's, again, throwing feints and unpredictability, to me, the keys to being a great fighter. And he throws, again, some leg kicks. That one's not a great leg kick, but he is mixing it up. always making your opponent think about what's coming next and never being too predictable. And head feint there, that little head feint. He goes in, does a little head feint. Always feinting, always moving, keeping his shoulders moving forward and backwards. I like how he's got a good high tight guard here, so when his opponent comes in close, he's already, because his guard is high and tight, he's already got a frame there. If his opponent would have gone for a takedown, he can use that right elbow to frame on the collarbone of his opponent to help defend against the takedown. So he's always in pretty good position, not just for striking, but also for grappling. Low stance, knees bent. He really likes going, in this fight, he really likes going for that flying knee. He attempted that multiple times. And then we're looking at the last couple seconds here of the fight, so I wanted to point out his conditioning here. So 6 seconds left in the fight, lands that short uppercut. His opponent shoots on him, does a great takedown defense, gets out of there, but he doesn't let him rest. 5 seconds left in the fight, and he's still trying to put him out. He's trying to finish the fight. So I think that goes to show that Calvin's conditioning is there when he needs it. He can go 5 hard rounds and still push hard till the very last second. So it's going to be interesting. I should note again that I'm making this before the Max Holloway fight, so we'll see how that turns out, because everybody has said so far that I've heard that they think Max is going to be able to outpace Calvin. So the people that think Max is going to win anyways. So I don't know. That's why I kind of wanted to study Calvin. I don't know much about him. So I wanted to see what he was all about. Again, really good high tight guard, elbows up in front, not much space for you to do anything there. And I like how when people throw punches on him, he doesn't just leave his guard up. He kind of moves his elbows forward and back, so straight punches don't get in either. But good distance management here. Jeremy Stephens is coming in, switching stances, throwing, or at least trying to throw big, heavy punches, and good distance management by Calvin Kattar getting out of there. I like how he clinches here, and looks like Jeremy's thinking about going for a takedown. And notice the left forearm of Calvin Kattar, how he places it as a frame, again, like we were talking about earlier, on kind of the collarbone, upper pec area of Jeremy Stephens. Uses that to frame out. He does that at the same time as he frames in. Watch the left leg. So he steps the left leg back and pushes forward with that left frame. And he gets, uses that to kind of break contact, and then he's out of there. So good defensive wrestling from Calvin Kattar. I like how he does throw, the kicks that he throws, pretty much only right side kicks and pretty much only front kicks and leg kicks. Front kicks and round kicks. So he mixes it up between front kicks and then round kicks to the body, round kicks to the head, but usually just with that backside leg when he's standing orthodox. So again, it's good that he's using kicks, but I would like to see a little bit more unpredictability from him. Look at that right hand. My goodness. That would have put, I think, pretty much anybody else to sleep. That was insane. I like how when he's moving forward, he is kind of throwing heavy shots. So he knows, another thing I noticed about Calvin, he knows when to throw light and when to throw heavy. So we see him sometimes do kind of very light hand fighting. And but when he needs to turn it on, he can throw heavy punches. And then he goes right back at it, head feinting, hand feinting. Again, jumping straight backwards. I mean, he knows what he's doing, I guess. But I would like to maybe see a little bit more lateral movement instead of moving straight backwards. I feel like that's potentially something that somebody could capitalize on. If you have somebody that can close the distance quickly, maybe with a Superman punch or something like that. Again, that right side, so from orthodox, that right side round kick. So it's good that he's throwing kicks, but the kicks that he throws are kind of predictable. I like how, again, so you see when he gets that high tight guard, he's moving his elbows. He's moving his elbows, right elbow forward, left elbow forward, to make sure that not just the sides are protected from the hooks, but also the face is protected from straight down the line punches. And then a little bit of taunting here, and then going right back to putting pressure on Jeremy Stephens. I think he wanted to show his toughness in this fight to Jeremy and hopefully kind of demoralize him by taking his best shots and not being fazed by it. And in my opinion, it worked. Again, Stephens coming in trying to take his freaking head off, putting everything he has behind those punches, easily gets out of the way of those again. Calvin Kattar, great with distance management. Now, this is interesting. This is something I talked about before. I noticed at first with Israel Adesanya, I use this personally a lot now, picking up that leg as if you're going to throw a front kick, and then if you don't see the opening for the kick, stepping it down and switching stances. I really, really like that. It's a great way to keep the pressure on your opponent. And if you get good again with that question mark kick, that really opens up the things that you can do with that movement there. I really like it a lot. The question mark kick and the Superman punch as well are two things that you can play off of that. Again, when he's throwing kicks, it's that orthodox stance. It's a round kick now going to the body. So usually orthodox stance push kick, orthodox stance round kick. So again, good that he's using kicks. I'd like to see a little bit more. Excuse me. I'd like to see a little bit more variation in the kicks. But always moving, always moving. See, just right there, just puts his hand out as kind of a range finder, and then pulls it back in, immediately coming back to the high guard. Kind of taunting, not taunting, but trying to draw in the heavy punches of Jeremy Stephens here. He just kind of leaves his hand out there, knowing that Stephens is going to come in with a heavy punch. Immediately comes back to a shell, and then waits for his opening, steps in, and a heavy right hand. My goodness, if that one just barely missed, that would have been pretty painful. And then I really like, again, he goes to the head and then immediately digs right to the body. I mean, that uppercut kind of hit the chest there, but excuse me. But still, he's not just headhunting here, even in the heat of the moment. Again, the grappling exchange is pretty good stuff. So he puts pressure on Stephens. Stephens tries to clinch. I like how he kind of uses the fence to his advantage, keeps his elbows tight, everything in close. Got good defense, grabs a good wizard, and he's got pretty good takedown defense again. He's able to frame. He's got that the wizard, the overhook on that left-hand side. He frames in with his right hand, and then from that position, he's able to get out of there. Jeremy kind of gives up on it and lets him off the fence. Again, constant movement. When I see this, I think of the way he moves, kind of like head in, head out, constantly moving. Kind of reminds me almost of like a snake when it's thinking about striking. And this is, I'm pretty sure this is the elbow that drops Stephens here. And then a left hook behind it. That left hook put him out of position. So he threw everything he had into that left hook. And that put him out of position, stumbled and it didn't land. And then immediately jumped back on to try to finish the fight. Another elbow. Pretty good ground and pound. So all in all, I'd say obviously his strengths are his boxing. He's got great feints. He's got good feints. I like that he goes to the body. I like that he conserves his energy when he needs, when it's not necessary to go overboard. But when he has an opening, he can really let the punches fly. I like that he does throw some kicks. And he does throw some flying knees. He's got good takedowns and good takedown defense. That's good, but I think he could probably, if he was a little bit better at mixing those into the fight, I think it might help him out a little bit. But he's been on a tear recently, so whatever he's doing is working well for him. Like I said, I just kind of wanted to look at his style and try to see if there was anything that I could notice. I'll tell you what, if I had to fight Calvin, I would really look into using that right side calf kick because he almost always stands orthodox, and if I had to fight him, I'd really be hitting that calf kick hard. He doesn't really check kicks very often, and just don't let him get into boxing range. He loves boxing range. I'd keep my left hand high because he uses that backside round kick and chop away at his leg. That would be my personal strategy, and hopefully if he watches this, he can, be aware that that would be something somebody would try. So those are his strengths, his weaknesses, and then again, I would just maybe add some lead leg kicks, and that's pretty much it. So Calvin Kattar is a great fighter, really good hands, well-rounded. And best of luck to him coming up here in a couple days against Max Holloway. Thanks for watching, guys. If you stuck all the way through, um, I'm going to try to be a little bit more consistent with these videos, and hopefully I'll make another one within the next week or so. All right, thanks for your time. Bye.